Welcome, everyone. True crime, real people. Ted Kaczynski, the real Unabomber. For nearly 2 decades, a mathematical genius was delusional of single-handedly destroy industrial society, planted or mailed powerful bombs to such unsuspecting innocent victims that killed 3 and wounded over 2 dozen. FBI agent history. Agents spent 17 years hunting the Unabomber. In spring of 1978, the first bomb was minimum, but impact would be enormous. With each new destination, the bomber learned a little more about bombs, and law enforcement learned a little more about the man who sent them. Because his target was airlines and university, the FBI called him the Unabomber. Hi, nice to meet everyone. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. This is storytelling. True crimes, real people. I think it's very helpful. It's interesting. And subscribe. I will be doing this storytelling every Tuesday. I talk about true crime and real people. Before we ever knew the name Ted Kaczynski, they knew they were dealing with a disgruntled genius. They just didn't know how smart or how angry he truly was. In Chicago, 1942, Theodore John Kaczynski, known as Ted, was born into a working-class Polish family. He had a younger brother named Dave. Ted was a loner, introvert, very smart. He skipped 6th grade. Throughout high school, he was ahead of his class. Academically, he was placed in advanced math class, and he killed it in math. He knew math really good. He skipped 11th grade, so he finished high school and graduated by the age of 15. In 1958, at the age of 16, he entered Harvard on a scholarship. Amazing. Ted had a lot of potential to do great things. While Ted attended Harvard, he didn't make any friends, but he performed very well. While attending Harvard, he participated in a controversial study led by psychologist Henry Murray. Now in this experiment, subjects were asked to write an essay on their personal philosophy. Later, while hooked up to electronic study, subject was object to hours of insult and personal attack that wanted to measure if it had an effect on the brain or if the brain responded in some kind of way. It believed that Ted participated in that experiment for more than 200 hours and lasted for 3 years, beginning in 1959. His mental and emotional well-being suffered as a result. Some sources have subject that this experiment was part of MK Ultra. The CIA research into mind control or also been suggests that this experiment may have motivated Ted criminal activity. In 1962, Ted graduated from Harvard with a bachelor degree in mathematics. In 1964, he had earned his master's degree. In 1967, he earned his doctorate. Ted is one smart cookie, one smart human being. By 25, Ted has completed his education and then became the assistant professor of University of California at Berkeley. He resigned 2 years later. He never said why. In 1971, he decided to live in a cabin he built in the woods outside of Lincoln, Montana. He wanted to live a simple life with little money and without electricity and running water. He wanted a simple life. He wanted to be left alone. He wanted to live self-sufficient by teaching himself survival skills. He used a bicycle to get around and volunteered at a local library. He loved the library, which he visited often. The town people said his lifestyle wasn't unusual in Montana. Ted was very fond of his current environment. He really liked his current environment. He liked the area. He liked just being around nature. In 1975, he started to grow more and more upset by the real estate and industrial development in the area around his cabin. Free hands surrounding him. Fresh, clean air. They decided to destroy the land around him. Ted decided to vandalize these construction sites in the Lincoln area. Ted realized that trying to destroy the construction site, whatever it really wasn't working. He needed to go after the big guys, the big guns. He decided to make his own bombs. That is first thought, and mail it to them. people who are responsible for destroying the environment. He will make bombs and send it through either the U.S. Postal Service or hand deliver the actual package himself. These bombs last over 17 years. It started in 1978. First target, Northwestern University. Professor of Engineer Buckley Chris. Package was left outside of his building. Right away, this professor, he was concerned. He knew this package wasn't his. He called the security guard and let them know this is weird. The security guard opened it. Why would he do that? I don't know. Open, especially with all the bombing. Opened the package and this bomb exploded. It was not at its fully potential. Luckily, the security guard only injured his hand. In 1979, a bomb was placed in the cargo hold. American Airlines Flight 444, which was flying from Chicago to Washington, D.C. The bomb has faulty timing machine, which prevented the bomb from exploding. So they were like up in the air and smoke started coming up, which forced emergency landing. So once the plane landed, they were able to get the bomb off of the plane. Everyone on the plane were fine. They were able to look at this bomb, realize if the bomb had worked, it would have completely obliterated the plane. So they got lucky because the bombing an airline is a federal crime. The FBI became involved. The bomb Ted was making, he would leave a clue. The first clue was metal plate stamps with the initial FC, hitting somewhere in the pipe end cap. And he did this in almost every single bomb. So the FBI knew it was the exact same person. Second clue included a note left in a bomb that did not go off. It read, "Woo, it works. I told you it could." RV quote. The FBI was trying to profile who they think this person is. This bomb person had a thing for nature, trees, and wood in this crime. FBI said this is a nature guy. In December of 1985, there was a bomb sent to Sacramento computer store owner, Hugh Schaffner. Hugh opened it and it exploded. It led to his death. The bomb itself was filled with nail splinters, so when he opened it, it exploded. That was the first death. FBI still did not know who the Unabomber is. The Unabomber for university and airlines bombers. And the media, and they double the attacker, the Unabomber, and that's how he got his name, the Unabomber, from the media. In 1997, Ted sent letters demand that his essay entitled, quote, "Industrial Society and its Future" be published. He sent these letters to different media companies and said, "You need to post this or more people are going to get hurt." The media are torn. Do we do what he said or ignore it? So the FBI director agreed to publish. The FBI was concerned for public safety and mainly hoping that somebody out there could identify who this person was by his letters. Ted Manifesto was all about how technology was running society. I read this manifesto. You should too. I feel we are controlled by the internet, the TV, the media companies. I think they've taken over our data and selling it so they can control U.S. with it. They raise prices on food, clothes when they see fit. That's a huge problem and scary and wrong. I think his manifesto was actually making some great point. I agree with his manifesto. Ted wanted this system taken down, but the way he went about it, by bombing people, I do not stand for that. I'm not okay with that. I'm not trying to kill anybody. I don't think to get your point across, you should kill anybody. Well, in 1980, the FBI worked with a profiler to identify the Unabomber. They created who they think this male or female is. And they described the offender as a male with above average, intelligent, they believed to was holding an academic degree in hard science. But this profiler was discarded in 1983. They couldn't believe a smart genius could do something like this. So they thought the Unabomber worked for the airlines. If that was the case, then you should have found them, because all employees have to be registered to be employees. Before the Unabomber manifesto went live, Ted's younger brother Dave was encouraged by his wife on the suspicion that Ted was the Unabomber. Ted did not want to believe because he thought Ted wouldn't hurt a fly. Dave read the manifest. He finally read the manifest and noticed some words. He started looking for letters written by Ted back in 1978. Your letters come back to you, don't they? Dave went to his mother, said, I think it's Ted. And his mama said, don't tell the police. We'll talk about it. And he said, I told the FBI. April the 3rd, his wife wouldn't, before I go on, his wife wouldn't let him not tell. So regardless, if he didn't tell, his wife probably would have told, Dave's wife. Remember, Dave is his younger brother. Well, April the 3rd, 1996, FBI got a search warrant to go inside Ted's cabin and location. They got helicopters out there surrounding, and they found Ted surrounded by bomb-making tools and live bombs, like ready to go out. So Ted was indicted by federal grand jury on 10 counts of illegal transporting mail and using bomb. He also was charged with 3 counts of murder. His attorney wanted him to plead an insanity plea, but Ted refused. Ted said, I'm not crazy. Nothing is wrong with me. But the media found him crazy, so they calling Ted crazy. And so Ted didn't plead insanity. He pleaded guilty to all charges. Ted was sentenced to 8 life sentences with no chance of parole at Florence, Colorado prison, and he remained to this day. Ted's younger brother, Dave, who turned Ted in, he wrote a memoir called Every Last Tide, the story of the Unabomber and his family. Thank you for watching my storytelling. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day. Bye-bye.